Okay, this is a hot take incoming, but I feel like extreme horror should exist, but not in the way it does right now. Because, extreme horror or splatterpunk is basically horror, but, extreme. There is a lot of shitty extreme horror I could talk about today, but I'll specifically be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's VHS, which FNaF VHS is a fan-made analog horror series dedicated to Scott Cawthon's indie horror game Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm not sure who made it. I tried to look, but there's like a bunch of mixed things, and I didn't want to break my brain today, so I decided to just stick to leaving the creator be anonymous for now until I can figure it out. But anyways, I'll call it VHS. VHS isn't officially called an extreme horror, but it does have a lot of content that makes it an extreme horror, and oh boy, let's talk about that. Right now, there is a video going around, which is a scene from VHS, where we see the four animatronics, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, but then we hear someone entering the restaurant, which we know is William Afton, and a baby crying. And we continue to hear this crying for a little while until we suddenly hear sizzling and the baby starts screaming, which in response the animatronics they either perk up or start shaking in fear, and this goes on for a while until we pan to a new scene, and that's where the video ends. I know William Afton is supposed to be a serial killer, but he has no reason to do that, especially since the reason he killed those kids was because he wanted to become immortal and wanted to use those children's souls to achieve that, because he's a coward and he doesn't want to die, but he had no other intentions with those kids. He never wanted to take advantage of them or brutally torture them slowly. He actually killed his victims pretty quickly. So what would he get out of doing something like that to a baby? William does a lot of other awful things in VHS too, but I'm not going to get into them just because I don't want to. But sadly, this is very common in extreme horror. A lot of extreme horror authors like to throw in all of these disturbing subjects and give them zero purpose. It's always either there to shock you or some fucked up sexual fantasy. It's really a shame. My main example of this is Aaron Beauregard, since his infamous Playground novel was actually what got me into extreme horror in the first place. But the story is really not good. But I won't get into it that much. Maybe in a YouTube review, but not here. But there is an actually good extreme horror book I came across by Womb, which I don't know who wrote it, but please go check it out. It's pretty good. It does use a lot of disturbing subjects, but never to shock you or to fuel the creator's fantasy. It actually plays off your emotions a bit, and it's sort of commentary on how fucking disturbing this world is. And I think that's what extreme horror should be. It should be something to highlight how fucked up the world is, instead of just a living excuse for predators, creeps, and weirdos to graphically write down their fantasies in like very, very morbid detail, because what is there to get out of this? What message does that put out? What's the purpose of the story? There's, more often than not, there's none, and it's just VHS and a lot of extreme horrors unfortunately fall under that kind of category, and it's really a shame because extreme horror should very much be something else and not just an excuse. But feel free to tell me what you think, as long as you're not excusing any of that stuff. But yeah, see ya.